Hi everybody, it's Megan here, the Healing Foods Coach. It is Sunday, the 16th of February. I hope you're all doing well. I'm actually doing really well, just out in my back garden here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon, enjoying some nice sunshine. I just wanted to make this video for everybody. I've just been coming to a couple of realizations myself in my own life and the life of people around me. And what I've realized is that I have often, as a way of identifying myself as a carnivore, which I am and which I'm proud of and which I'm thankful for, because that is where I've had the most healing in my personal health has been by going full carnivore. However, not being willing to accept that other diets and other ways of eating could also be beneficial for that particular person. We are all individual human beings. We all have individual needs, and metabolically, as well as the rest of us, are, physically, emotionally, of course, we're all wonderfully, uniquely made. And I wanted to make it clear because I know I haven't always. I will always stand up for the carnivore diet or even a keto approach to eating, because for me it has been the most helpful for myself and my husband who is also keto. But I also know a lot of people who wouldn't necessarily call themselves carnivore or even keto. They're just trying to improve their eating and nutrition habits. And I feel like I may have made them feel not included, and that was certainly never my point. So what I want to say is this: instead of focusing on which is the best, which one will work better for everybody, because I don't want to be that person, recognizing that there are certain people who have much better metabolism, and for how long I don't know this is true, but who seem to do well on a more vegetarian or perhaps pescatarian approach, which is they eat fish, they eat eggs, and then they eat lots of vegetables. They might feel quite healthy. And in fact, I have some relatives who are actually in pretty good health overall. They're older than me. They don't have any major health complaints. Their cholesterol's in check. They feel pretty good. Now, as I say, I will always promote carnivore first because it has worked wonders for me. But I realize that there are many ways potentially for people to get healthy. And as somebody who is, taking new bookings again for coaching and wanting to help people get healthy, that should be the first priority. Not so much what our differences are, what our ideals are as far as diets, but what actual foods are helpful and which ones are beneficial for the specific person. I miss being able to eat apples and berries. They're relatively low carb. They're relatively low in fructose and glucose. They do have an effect somewhat on our blood sugar levels, not as much as, say, watermelon or peaches or pears would, much sweeter, juicier fruits. And so therefore they are considered to be acceptable for carnivores and ketovores and keto people and low carb people alike, because, for those reasons. But I personally can't eat them because I have horrible gut dysfunction if I do. And that's what I realize. A lot of what I share from my own personal experience is my personal experience. And I miss being able to enjoy my mom's cream cheese and spinach dip. I'm lactose intolerant, so I can't have the cheese. Because of my IBS, I cannot have spinach. Now, I know that all plants have some level of oxalates or anti-nutrients in them. Okay, that is their defense mechanism. I'm aware of that. However, some are obviously much better choices than others, and some are things I certainly could not consume in any form. I miss being able to enjoy salsa. I don't eat the chips, but I miss the salsa. I miss being able to enjoy, keto-friendly pizza. I at one point I found a recipe for great egg white dough for a pizza crust, and I made a pizza with it, and it tasted great. But because I have issues with egg whites, as well as lactose intolerance with the cheese, turns out I'm sensitive to cured meats, and I can't handle Because of the IBS, I can't have tomatoes or any sort of citrus fruit. I can't tolerate onions, or I'm allergic to garlic. So all the things that might have been perfectly fine for anyone else, I couldn't handle. And so that came back and haunted me. I miss being able to have a handful or two of almonds or Brazil nuts or cashews as a better choice for a snack. And they are allowed on the keto diet. The nuts, peanuts, by the way, are not actually nuts. They're legumes. That's a whole separate thing. I miss being able to eat nuts, but I can't have them because they cause me incredible bloating and constipation and gut pain. They set off my IBS. There's a lot of things I don't eat because of my gut issues. So I wanted to say this, that I think the biggest thing we need to all work towards eliminating from our diets, whether we choose to eat a more standard diet, whether we're eating something that's a bit more lower carbohydrate, whether we are eating something that is simply sugar-free, whether we are trying to reduce or eliminate carbohydrates completely for whatever reason. I think the biggest thing we should all agree on is that the processed, highly addictive, and highly palatable junk food is the thing we need to worry most about getting out of our diets first. So I wanted to say that. So whether you are wanting to try carnivore, or even if you're not, I'm always happy to offer suggestions and advice. You do not have to be carnivore to come talk to me. You do not even have to be keto or specifically trying a medically sort of approved, if you will, low-carb diet. You might just be looking at tweaking some options in your day-to-day life. A lot of people do this. They're fairly active. They might be young. They don't have any other health complications, and they might be feeling okay. Feel free to still come to me if you want any kind of coaching support, because I don't want people to feel like they can only ask for my advice if they're carnivore or if they want to be carnivore. Not true at all. Okay, and my apologies, because I can see how I may have made some people feel that way. That's not at all the case. I'm happy to be carnivore. It was the absolute best decision for me, for my body, for my health concerns and issues, and for my overall gut health. I cannot consume any plants of any kind. Doesn't matter if it's just a few berries. It doesn't matter if it's a couple of pieces of cooked carrot. Can't have it. Causes an almost instant response, and my IBS gets flared up. And it's just not worth it to me. But lots of people can enjoy low-carb vegetables and fruits. And people can occasionally even enjoy some higher-carb vegetables and fruits. I don't personally recommend them just because they do cause a spike in your blood glucose levels and insulin levels. So if you are dealing with being metabolically unhealthy, if you do have insulin resistance, if you have been told you're pre-diabetic, and especially if you're a type 2 diabetic, avoid the starchy, high-carb vegetables and fruits, because it's just going to make things worse. Makes sense. But if you're otherwise healthy, and maybe it's once a year you like to have a couple of roasted potatoes with your Christmas dinner, why not? It's once. If you are somebody who wants to maybe on their birthday enjoy a small piece of cake, and you're otherwise healthy and you don't eat it all the time, why not? It's not for me to say you shouldn't. I avoid it because I have to. I can't moderate. If there's cake out, as much as it would make me feel literally sick to my stomach and filled with agonizing pain in my joints within 5 minutes of eating it, I would still eat it if it was available, which is why I can't even have a small taste. One taste for me becomes, one slice becomes 2 pieces, becomes half the cake. That's why I don't have it whatsoever. You don't have to be like that. That doesn't have to be yourself. There are many people who can enjoy one occasional little treat every once in a while, literally once in a while, and otherwise eat pretty healthy, and they are doing well in life. I think of Kelly Hogan's husband, she shared about in her videos. He's not carnivore. He's not even keto. He eats a relatively standard diet, and he can have, one cookie or 2 and then walk away and then not think about it for weeks. But as she has shared, that's not her, and that's definitely not me, which is why I avoid that all completely. But there are people who actually can do that. And if they're in good health, if their blood work is good, if they're not dealing with type 2 diabetes or prediabetes or obesity, if they're not dealing with other health issues, like in my case, fibromyalgia, brain fog, anxiety, depression, then why not? If they can enjoy it as a treat and not have to feel like they need to eat the entire thing of whatever it is or have it every single day, then of course they can. Not that I'm giving permission. You get my point, I think. And I feel as though in some ways, I certainly, when my husband or my son have decided, oh, they want to have a little dessert, or they want to try, I don't know, an order of fries with their food. I can't eat that, but that doesn't mean that they can't. And actually, to be fair, my husband's been very good about avoiding that stuff. But, there are people in this space who have found that they can actually enjoy a little bit of maybe sweet potato. Not regular potato, because that's loaded with carbs. It's purely carbs, and you burn it fast, and it spikes your blood sugar like no one's business, and then it crashes again. So I would never recommend that to begin with. But we can all come from different approaches, whether we want to be more paleo, whether we want to be more low carb, or call ourselves keto, or call ourselves carnivore, whatever the approach is. I'm just realizing that really the end goal, the whole point, is to try to get as healthy as we possibly can. Why? So we can enjoy life on this planet as much as we can for as long as we have it. And eating potato chips and cookies and sweets and cake and all the processed, factory-made crap every day is not doing any of us any good. So maybe we have different ideas about what the ideal diet is, and that's fair enough. That makes perfect sense, because we are all unique individuals. We all need unique things in our body to really feel nourished and healthy. But I'm hoping we can all agree that the highly addictive and highly processed and highly tasty processed junk food is not doing anybody any good, and we definitely need to look at completely reducing it, or if better yet, eliminating it from our diets. It's not helping us in any way. It's not doing us any favors. And as hard as it is to give up our favorite chocolate bars or our favorite snacks, honestly, don't we feel better when we don't have to rely on that, when we have something actually nourishing and whole in our systems? I certainly do. I don't miss chocolate bars. I don't miss potato chips. I do occasionally miss French fries, although not for long. But more so, the video was just to say, look, you do not have to be carnivore. As far as I'm concerned, I will always promote it. Why? Because for me, it has been like I said, it's been the absolute best decision I've ever made for my health, for me. But if you're healthy, if you're thriving, if you feel great, and maybe you do like to include a lot more fruits and vegetables, even occasionally the starchier variety, but it's not all the time every day, and generally you feel really healthy, you're not dealing with brain fog and migraines or skin issues or other health conditions, fantastic. Then I wish you all the best, truly. Because the ultimate goal should be getting all the poisonous crap out of our diets first. And then everything else is, I think, at that point, down to the individual. So, having said that, I will be looking to open up spaces again for coaching next month. Again, you do not have to be carnivore or even want to be carnivore. That is okay. But I can still offer you my advice and support, whatever way of eating you want to choose to follow. Get in touch. I'll keep more information updated to you in the coming weeks. Just wanted to make that announcement, is that just because carnivore has been the best for me, maybe there's something that suits you better, and that is absolutely okay. And that's what we should be doing, is trying to find what fits us, not what everyone else says we should do or what absolutely has to work. I love it. I would never go back, but I do miss salads. I miss having soups. I miss having sauces and spices and enjoying seasonings. I couldn't do any of that now, because I know how badly it affects my gut. That's for me, for my gut health and my overall health. But you're different. You're your own self, and you know what? You may not have to go carnivore to get health results. Maybe it's just about cutting out some of the starchy stuff, getting any of the junk food out, adding in a few more wholesome alternatives of actual food, whether that's eating some more eggs every day, or if you don't like eggs or you're allergic, maybe that's eating more poultry, or potentially that means having fish a couple times a week. Maybe that's eating some more beef, or if you can't do beef, because some people can be allergic to almost everything, in fact to everything, and there are people who are allergic to beef or lamb or pork and poultry and eggs, and of course shellfish specifically, but fish and seafood in general. So maybe that just takes a little bit more fine tuning. But yeah, so just want to let you guys know that is coming. That'll be as of next month, and I will be back and available for offering my coaching sessions. It'll be on weekends because I work full-time during the week. But as I say, I'll give you guys more details. And in the meantime, I truly just wish everybody the best of health. So, again, to summarize, I am still all about loving the carnivore lifestyle. It has been fantastic for me. It works for me. It's what I need to do for my ultimate gut healing and my overall health and well-being. That doesn't mean you have to. And if that's not something you want, or that's not something you feel you need, but you just want some tips going forward on just overall better choices, let me know. Get in touch. Drop a comment. We're all individual and unique people. And so this can be, carnivore can be for anyone and everyone, but not everyone and anyone has to do it. If you're finding health and benefits in other ways, fantastic. That should be the goal. Get the processed, crappy, sugary, factory-made junk out, and all the highly processed seed oils. That will probably make a huge difference just there alone. Right, get out the refined sugars as much as possible. I suggest completely eliminate it, but that's just me. Again, even if it goes from maybe not eliminating, but to drastically reducing, that'll make a huge difference. As will getting rid of the processed crap, which we know is not helpful for us. Maybe it means cutting back on some of your starchy carbs, maybe not giving them up fully, but cutting back on the starchy ones that are going to spike your blood sugar and insulin levels, right? Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day today. I will be back soon with more content, and I will keep you up to date on what my hours are going to look like next month once I get everything set up and ready to go. So for now, take care, all the best, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.